now?
Yeah, you can create it. Okay. You can create it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so I can see most of the people are joined. So let's start. Okay. So let me share my screen. So today we are going to discuss about the integration flow. What is the use of integration flow and how we will create it, and what are the options we have in the integration flow. Today onwards we will discuss. So let me know once you are able to see my screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is.
So before going to create an integration flow, so we'll see all the options. Okay, discover, design, and monitor. So discover is related to the package which SAP has given, and design we are going to create all the integration flows here for the development purpose, and any modifications we'll do within the integration and API part. Okay, and monitoring will help you to monitor the integration flows and everything. We can check it how the deployment will happen and everything. We can check it. Okay, so let's see what is integration flow first. So integration flow is nothing but a connection between one system to another system. Like example, we have a one sender here. Okay? Sender sender A system is here, and we have sender B system here. Okay? Some example sender is using some manufacturing unit products. Okay, so they are manufacturing some electronic equipment. Okay, so they want to send these details to sender. What are the products they have, and what are the uh, cost and everything related to the product. They want to send it to the receiver to purchase it first. Okay. So here, what they will do is first they will create a uh, details. Okay, what related details related to the product. Okay, let's see example. Product is having some details. Product ID. Okay, so what type of product it is? It is related to some switch. Okay, example, let's take one electric equipment. Some switch is there, so they want to send these details to the sender B because they need to purchase it. Okay, so first they need to send what are the products they have in the sender side. First, they want to show it to the receivers, vendors, right? So multiple vendors are there. They need to show it to them. So here, in this case, we will take one switch related product. Okay, product ID and product of details of the product, details of the product, and cost of the product and cost of the product, and manufacturing date. Okay, manufacturing date, manufactured, and unit price. Okay, let's take these five fields are related to the product, one product, and these five fields they want to send it to the receiver system. Okay. So here what we'll do is So first we need to identify the requirement. Okay, so sender is saying that these are all the related to these are all the product I am using it, and the same products I want to same product details I need to send it to the sender B, because without knowing these product details and everything, he can't purchase or he can't uh, uh, take it from the sender A, right? So that's why he need to know, sender B need to know what are the products sender A have, and the relate, if it is required, then he will purchase it, otherwise no, he will ignore it. And in the same time we need to these details. Okay, when you are trying to create any iflow, send whatever the sender A details, we need to transfer it to receiver, sender, sorry, receiver. So sender, whatever the sender details you have, right? These details we need to send it to the receiver, because we need to transfer these details. We need to transfer from here to here using the CPI. This is what our requirement. Okay, so they said like we have some product details we have, and these entire thing we call it as a data, because they are sending some product related, some switch related data. What are the details of the product and cost, manufacturing unit and unit price, right? So here we are sending from data from sender A system to receiver system. At the time, how we are transferring and what are the required details we have. These details we need to get it from the source.
Okay, yeah, one
Did you
moment,
get it?
Ganesh.
Yeah.
Can anyone explain why echo is coming? Who would like to explain the scenario? This we
Okay.
call as
So did you?
scenario, the business requirement. Can anyone explain? Guys, who would like to explain?
Srinatha, Ram, can anyone?
Sender
Can
A
anyone?
having sender A having one product. So the product details is collected from the uh, company. So sender A having the details. The same details is showing from the sender B also. The sender A is the source system and sender B is a target system. The source system having the some details. The same details we can see it on the sender B also. In the middle tool, in the sender B also, we send it some data, the same data. In the middleware, we use the CPI module, right?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, here simple requirement is simple. You are connecting to system, one system, and you are taking their
What we are
message.
doing?
You are taking their message, right? From CPI, you are working on CPI, right? You are going to develop something on CPI, isn't it?
Here, our
Am I
requirement is
audible?
Yes.
yes, we
Yeah,
can hear
guys, you
you.
need to respond. Where are you working on? Okay, B or CPI?
CPI.
So CPI, try to stand in the shoes of CPI.
So here we are when we are talking about data transformation,
Yeah.
everything. So you need to
No,
consider CPA only. Don't no need to consider about
no,
sender or
no.
receiver
Just
system.
you, yeah. Please try to understand the hub and spoke we discussed earlier, right? So CPI always sits in the middle. Okay, is this clear?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
clear.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are CPI. The business is asking us, guys, we need to talk to one system. The system name is A, and take their message and give the same message to another system. The system name is B. Okay. So this is a basic scenario. So to configure CPI iFlow, you need to have one source, one target. Is this statement clear to all?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the complexity, how it grows is like the business will tell you when you go to system A, make sure you go every day early morning 5 o'clock. Take their message. This is one scenario, right? They will give some conditions when you are talking to system A. How do you need to go and when to go and how to get the message? All these things are add-ons, right? Special cases. They will explain you. Is this a file system or is this a HTTP connection or is this a database connection? Is this a JMS connection? So they will be giving you all the information about system A. So till now, are we clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Same way, they are going to provide us system B details also. So system B, what type of system it is, when to give the message and how to give the message. Suppose if they need all the fields from the source to target, we will give. If they don't want two fields, we drop in CPI and remaining whatever the message required to them, we send to them. That much part of message only. Being in the mid, like once we get the message, CPI will be having the message, and then we will be taking care of all the requirements from the system B, and then we will be altering the message and then giving the message to system B. So far, is this clear?
Yes, yes.
So basically, in simple format, what we can say, CPI will be getting all the required information about a system, how to connect, when to connect, how to get the message, how to give the message. So all this information you will be getting. Suppose if it is source, you will be getting how to get the message, when to get the message. And if it is the target, you will be getting the information like when to give the message to them and how to like what sort of they will be providing you the sample message also. Guys, I want the final output as this format. Okay, so you this is like actual real time. We get the requirements like this. Doesn't matter. System might be like different types of systems will be there on source side and target side. This is all about our day-to-day work. Please do not get confused because we are showing in a linear format, right? System A is giving to CPI and CPI is giving to system B. Just use think like we CPI is in the middle. All the systems are connected to CPI. CPI it needs to know how to connect to each single system. Is this clear?
Yes.
Anyone having any
So to
questions?
be
Please. Yeah.
So just for my understanding, I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
So it's not something like sender A to sender B. I mean sender to receiver or receiver to sender. Whatever the requirement it is, CPA will be getting all the details in advance. I mean we will be getting all the details in advance, and we just prepare that.
Correct. So business
Okay.
person, they will be telling the like requirements clearly. So
Okay.
system, yeah, we like we need to get the inputs from system A, and we need to give to system B, C, and D on Monday, and system E, F, and G on Tuesday. So different kinds of real time scenarios will be there, right? They will be explaining completely detailed in a detailed way in the document format. That we call it as business requirements. Okay, how do you get the work? Are you able to simulate? If you don't understand, that's okay because it is the first time we are discussing, right? But eventually you will be understanding.
Okay.
Yeah. Any like questions? Or any, am I confusing or like making it complex? Guys, you
No.
need to speak out. Yeah. So
I have a
in the
question
tool,
here.
yeah, please go ahead.
You said CPI is going to work on the data, right? Like it's going to uh, actually work on the data in the sense, is it going to alter the data that is being
It
received
is
from
capable.
sender? Oh, it is
So
capable.
data,
So is it like always? Is it mandatory in all cases?
no, depending on the requirement.
Okay.
So if the source message is exactly the one target system is also expecting, we don't need to do anything. Just we connect, pick, and then we will drop. If they want us to do some alteration, yes, we can do. CPI has capability.
Okay.
So this is all about our learning. How many different systems will be there, and what are all the types of adapters we have, and how do we connect them on sender side, and how do we connect them on the receiver side. This is one major area. Another major area is the data transformation. So message, yeah, what we call message. One system is sending a message to CPI, and CPI is taking the message. If the message is good enough to be transferred to the target systems as it is, CPI will transfer as it is. If they need to do some truncation or adding some other values, for example, the other day I told you, so source system is giving you student ID, but target system is expecting student ID and the associated name. So in that case, the CPI system will be connecting to another third-party system in the middle. After getting the input from the source system, it will take the student ID and it will go to the third-party system. There it will look up and get the student name associated to the particular student ID, and that particular field value we will add in the message and send to the target system. So these are all a little bit complex interfaces, but it is possible. That's what my intention to say. These are the two main areas in CPI: connecting to systems and transformation of the data. Is it clear for
Yeah. Thank you.
okay. Anyone else having any other questions? So now onwards, when you are understanding a scenario, what we call as a scenario, so business requirement, so you always think who is the source or who is the sender system, and then immediately you should understand what kind of adapter I need to use when I am creating the flow. So that is one part, and immediately right after this you need to understand what is the target system. So what kind of system is this target system and what adapter I need to use. So this is first level of our development part. So once we understand this area thoroughly, then we will be going into the possibilities what we have to transform data. So that way we can like increase our complexity of learning. And yeah, is it okay, Dinesh? Shall we go in that format?
Yes, yes, we will.
Yeah, initially if they are comfortable to connect to different systems and then send the message as it is without any transformation, maybe after a couple of iflows, then we can start adding small transformation techniques. Yeah. Can anyone help us to understand how far you are able to catch? So, Srilata, can you please
Yes,
explain?
sir.
Yeah, when you get a requirement, what usually how do you get a requirement, and what kind of things you need to consider? or you need to observe in the requirement?
Yeah, when you get a data from the business, so we
No,
receive.
before that, we
Mhm.
need to worry about the business requirement, their requirement. The
Okay.
data and all is like the technical things, right? We want non-technical way. For example, my requirement is to go to Walmart and get like purchase one product. That's my requirement. Likewise, business will be having some requirement, right? They will be telling us simply go to some system and get the message and send to these two, three, four systems kind of thing. Anyone else? Sampath, can you explain?
No, first
Srikanth?
we need to know like what type of data, what are we actually doing it actually? So what is the message we are given? Like
Maybe
we need to
I thought of,
identify the source and target systems.
yeah. But in the other way, we can say like we need to identify what they are asking.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is important.
Yeah, what they're asking.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Any other point, Srikanth? What can you please add?
Yeah, and what is the source of connection? Like
Excellent. Yeah, in the requirement, you need to identify what is the source. That's a good point. And then, Ramu, can you please try? Any other points you need to watch? Praveen, yeah. What else we need to consider, like in the business requirement? What else we need to watch? Chris, are you on mute? Yeah, Vignesh.
Yes, escape.
Yeah,
So we just need to identify the source and destination, what type of systems they
yeah,
are,
not
and
destination. We call it as a target system or
target.
receiver system.
Okay, receiver system, and we need to check like what type of package, like the
No,
artifacts that
that's
we
the
can.
answer. No, that's the answer. So already Srikanth told about sender source.
Okay,
We are expecting the target system details.
okay.
Yeah, so
Adapter settings.
no, they don't tell anything about after settings and all. Like we need to figure out in the discussions later on with the functional guys and all. So they will be giving a business requirement always comes straightforward. Their business requirement they will give, and then in the middle there will be another person, right? Functional, like functional folks will be there. They will be giving us more information about the functionality, and then from the technical front we will be like worrying about all the connection parameters and all. We will learn all of them. Okay, but at the high level, whenever you see a business requirement, so you will be at the high level, you will be understanding. Yeah, okay. He's talking about this particular message, and he's talking about this source system, and these many target systems or this target system. Is okay, right? Clear, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let us go and see how we can create it in the system. Yeah, Dinesh. Please don't get confusion because these are all the new terms for the first time you are listening. If you are feeling little bit like not able to catch kind of thing, you please stop Dinesh and ask him so that he will like we don't want to leave anyone left behind, right? So that's your responsibility to stop him and ask and make sure you understand. Yeah, please go ahead, Dinesh.
So whenever you get any requirement from the business, At the time, so they said like some of the product data, they want to send it to the receiver. Okay, so from sender to receiver. So here they will tell this requirement to us. So then once we get the requirement, so we need to ask first what are the details we required. So here the requirement from the business. So from end to end, they told me this is the data I need to transfer it to the receiver system. So this is the requirement. They will tell us. Then what we need to do is, so what type of data? Our question should be, so we are going to create it, right? So what data we need to send it, and what is the sender system, and what is the receiver system? Because we don't know anything about this product data, and we don't care about the data level. We don't care about it. Only if based on the requirement, if you want to send data as it is, we'll send it. Or if we require to modify any data, like example, details are coming from the source. So we need to change details to uh, the, okay. So data, you can take it data, okay. So details are related to product. Okay, product data details are in the source side we have a details field, and in the target side we have a product data field. So we call it as a field. Each line we call it as a field. Field means in the structure we have multiples, right? So this is called it as a structure. Okay, everything, the product ID, details, cost, manufacturing, date, and unit price, this we call it as a structure. In the structure we have a field. Okay, this is entire, this thing is structure. The structure, each line we call it as a field. Okay, here when you are going to create any data, so in the data we call it as a structure. Entire data we call it as a structure. Under the structure we have fields. Each line will be call it as a field. You just remember this, okay? Because in the real time we are going to use these terms only: structure, source structure, and target structure. Here for our understanding purpose, I am taking it as a data, but in the real time, source structure and target structure, we call it as in the real time. In the structure, each line will be a field. Product ID is a field, and details is a field, and cost is a field, manufacturing unit and unit price, everything will be a field. Here we have a 5 fields. Let's take an example. We have 5 fields. These 5 fields we want to transfer it to the receiver in the receiver respective structure. Source will have product ID, details, and target will may have different name, right? So the name will be changed. The field name will be changed. In the source side, the field is details, and when it's coming to the receiver, the field name will be changed from details to product data, and the cost will be changed to price, and manufacturing date will be changed to uh, date of MFG. They may have different fields. Okay, so example, if you see any product, if you purchase any product, you will see the price of the product and manufacturing unit, date of the product, and description. Some ID will be there, right? Product ID will be created. You purchase any product, you will find the details in the packet. The packet itself, you will find the details, right? So same like customer will have the structures, and when it comes to the end receiver, uh, they will have the different structure, because the system of this receiver is different and sender system is different. Example, sender may use SAP system. A receiver may use another non related SAP system. Like example, sender is using an SAP system. Okay. So here sender is using SAP system, and receiver will may use non-SAP system. Okay, so non-SAP system is receiver using. So the structures will be changed and data modifications will be happened. So the requirement is the requirement from the sender is they want to transfer this data to the receiver expected format. So what we will do is we will take the details from the sender and we will take the detail from the receiver, and both details will compare it first. So what structure source is expecting, what structure receiver is expecting. We will analyze the requirement first. Once the requirement is analyzed, based on the requirement, we will go for the integration flow development. Okay, so first we get the details and we are analyzed. We identified some of the details we need to match, we need to send it to the receiver. While sending it, right, it needs to match the target structure. Okay, so source will let me remove it. Okay, so if you go here, the difference between, you can see this is a source structure. Source will have product ID, switch, details, cost, manufacturing, and unit price. These are all the source structure, and the source have maintaining this format of data, this format in the SAP system. And when it comes to the receiver, it's a non-SAP system, and here they are using this format of structure, product ID and product date. Instead of details, they are using a product date field, and instead of cost, they are using a price. Instead of manufacturing, they are using date of MFG, and instead of unit price, they are using a rate. Okay, so that changes will be happen in the field level. So our requirement is we need to convert this based on the source and target requirements. We need to convert these fields to the target, and we need to send these details to the receiver system. So till now you are clear the requirement, right? How we will do and what are the requirements, what are the things we'll do, we'll discuss it later. But the requirement, what our scope is, we need to get the detail from the sender A, and we need to send it to the receiver system in the receiver expected format. So till now, are you clear, or do you have any questions?
It's clear.
No, so here we identified two things like source and receiver systems, and we also identified the format of the data that has to be received. That I mean that should be sent from sender to the receiver.
Okay, so our requirement, we are not going to post as it is. Okay, so our requirement is, they said like we have a data, you need to post it, but we need to ask them which format we need to post to them. So then these details will be provided by the receiver system. Then we will go to the receiver and we'll ask them. So actually it will be in the same call. Okay, so they will arrange a call to source system A and system B, sender A and sender receiver B, along with the CPI consult. We three people will sit together and get the requirement. So he will tell something to CPI, and then we will ask based on this requirement. We'll ask some questions. Then you are sending this format. Which type of adapter we need? Like which type of adapter will be suits for this, right? We will guide them. So based on the, if it is XML, like example, we have format, some of the formats of data. Okay, I'll tell you the details as well. Okay, so we have different formats. So we have XML format data and dot CSV format. CSV will be used in the XML. I think you know it. Okay, Excel. So CSV format data and JSON format data and text, plain text format data, and some binary. Okay, so most of the cases we will not use the binary. Okay, so we have, these are all the different type of formats we have in the data level: XML format, CSV format, JSON text. This will be in the different formats. Okay, so we need to ask these questions to the source system. So which type of format you are going to use? If it is XML, okay, XML, then we'll go for the different adapter. Okay, some X adapter we'll use it, or HTTP adapter. Let's take one example. Okay, HTTP adapter we'll use it. And for the CSV format, what we will do is we will go for the SFTP or file adapter, because the formats will be supported only for the particular adapters, not for the all adapters will support all formats. Okay, so example, HTTP adapter will support XML format, and SFTP and file adapter will support to the CSV or different text files. The text files also supported by the these SFTP and file adapter, and JSON file will be support by the REST adapter actually. So earlier we have a REST adapter. Now in the CPI, REST adapter is modified to HTTP adapter. Okay, so HTTP adapter is the modified adapter for the JSON structures. Okay, and the XML format will go for the HTTP and HTTP adapter, and we can go for the what proxy. Proxy adapter means these are all the adapters. Okay, no need to worry about now. So we will discuss when we are going to create any development. Right, at that time we will select this based on the requirement, and format of the data. We will choose this any either one of the adapters. We will choose it and we will start development based on the requirements. So till here you are clear, right? So here what we are doing is we are gathering the requirement. Based on the requirement, we are going to select adapter type. We are going to select, and the data transformation. What are the data transformations is required for the sender A to receiver B? That required modifications we are doing it in the CPI set. This is our requirement. Okay, so here we have a SAP system and the target is a non-SAP system. So till here, are you clear?
So, no, Dinesh, let us not do any modification. Just drop as is.
Yeah.
First,
Okay, then
yeah,
we'll
let us
see.
go step by step. Yeah.
Yeah. So first we'll go for the simple one. Okay, so the same data, whatever the sender A data, we are going to send it to the receiver. This is our requirement. Okay. So here our requirement, what we need to ask them. Can anyone tell? So if sender is saying, and if business is saying that some data we need to transfer from sender A to sender B, receiver B. So what we need to ask them first to develop anything in the CPA? Can anyone tell?
Sender B reads the same data or any modifications is needed.
No, no, take it as a same data. Same
Uh,
data. You can consider it as the same data.
this
No,
data is
Ram,
having
it is
the
not sender
SQL
B.
file or JSON file or
No,
any
no,
data type.
Ram, it is not sender B. It is receiver.
What kind of data level format we can use?
We identify the data level format and based on the data we connected with the adapter.
First thing is like we
Can
need
any-
to ask like what type of system sender A is using.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, can you please start creating? Then we will see in the system how it is easy.
Yeah. Okay, so let
And
me.
ideally, guys, you need to understand in the technical specification document, all the details will be given to you. What system you are going to connect, what adapter you are going to use, and what name also for the object you need to use. Everything will be provided to you. Okay. Is this
Yeah.
clear?
So
Team, is this clear?
Yeah,
You
here
get all the
Yes, yes.
information in the
Yeah,
technical
yes.
specification document.
but
So
you have
your
sample technical document KP by any chance?
yes, next class it is better to have one technical document.
I'll show you and how the requirement will come.
That will be your starting point. As a developer, you will be getting the technical design document, and seeing the technical design document, you are expected to create the iFlow. So this is the background information Dinesh has been explaining you. When the business requirement comes, so ideally they will be talking about source system, target system, and functional team will be there. They will be providing the information about the message. So how much size of the message is expected to flow in the interface, and usually what time it is going to be triggered on the from the source side, and what time it is going to the server side. All the information they will be providing in their document, and finally our technical team will be creating technical design document. Guys, can you please go on mute? Echo is coming. Yeah, once you get the technical design document, then your development starts. Then you will be logging into the system, and then dev system. There you are going to start your work in design, and you are going to create the flow, and how do you create the flow, and all the like development part we will be learning now. So did you understand the context? Yeah, guys, you
Yes,
need
sir.
to click it. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let us continue.
Okay. So
So
let's take
because
one,
it is first time we
create
are
one.
discussing, if you are not understanding, please let us know, or don't get confused. This is the same thing we are going to again and again and again we discuss.
Ye- Yes. Okay. So in the real time and currently also what we are doing is, so whenever the requirement comes, we'll do the same process for each every interface. Okay. So no need to worry about how we will get the details and who will provide these details. Okay. Don't like don't feel too bad about it. Okay. So we will get the requirements from the business itself. Each and every time we'll do the same process. We'll follow the same process to create iFlow and create the gather the requirement from the sender and receiver. Everything will be the same process. When you create any new flow, the same process will be followed. If you understand now, later also you will understand. Okay, we are going to create multiple flows, right? Then you will understand. Okay, so let's take a create one simple flow. Okay, first. So we are in the design part. Okay, so here in the design we have integration and APIs tab. So here we will create the integration flows here. Okay, so first let's create a package. So here in the package screen you can see the package here, and based on this screen you can identify it. Okay, so which screen, if you go here, no example, if you click here, you will be under the package. Under package, you are under the package. If you see here, the package is this, and under the package we have artifacts and everything will be there. Okay, so you need to understand the screens first. So design screen will be looks like this, and monitoring screen will be looks like this. So you need to understand the screens. Okay, so here let's go to the integration package. Okay, integration development design thing. Okay, so here we have an option to create and import. So first talk about create. Okay, so create. So create means we are going to create a new folder under the package. It's like a folder. We call it as a folder. Under folder, we'll create the interfaces. So you just assume this package is a folder. Under package, we are going to create a integration flows. Okay. So import. So create is used to be create any integration flows to develop any interface. Okay. But import, when you take import, so already in any other system, let's take forget about this tenant. Okay, so forget about this tenant. So already integration flow is created in an other tenant in the development system or quality. Let's take this is a quality system. Okay, let's assume this is the quality tenant account. So already integration flow is created in the development system. We need to take that design. Okay, let's take one package is created in the development system. We need to import that the package to this quality system. At that time we'll go for the import. Okay, so whenever you want to create any new iFlow, then we'll go for the create part. And whenever you want to import anything existing already developed interface, you want to import it, then you will go for the import option. Then it will show, it will ask you from where to, like it's like a file selection. When you are going to attach any file to the mail or anything, right? At that time you'll go and pick the file. It's the same process will be followed here. So here also, if you export any file, let me show you how the export file should be. Okay, let's take export. Okay, so this is how we will export the file. Okay, the file will be in the zip format. Okay, I'm going to import the file again here. Okay, here I'll go there, I'll go to download, I'll select the file, zip file, I'll open it. It will be imported. You can see it's because it's already there, that's why it was not imported. If you select, we'll follow the same process. Already package has developed in the other system, we are just using the import. Okay, so forget about this, because we'll not in the real time most of the cases will not use it, but only for our
Uh,
understanding, our knowledge,
no,
I
no.
just confirm.
No, Dinesh. Yeah. So this is our area. Every small like piece, like option or function or feature, whatever is available there, we should know. This is our developers area. So guys, can anyone help folks to understand what are all the modes you are given and when to use which? So you are going to. So can you please create one package?
Yeah, so let's take one package. Okay, so here we are going to create a new package for any development. For the new requirement, we'll follow this process only. We need to create
So
a flow. We need to
every,
give.
no, can every one of you also follow and create your own package along with Dinesh?
So
So
first
Sure.
we need to
one step
create.
you tell Dinesh, and then they will follow, and side by side they
Yeah.
will do.
So first you need to go to integration flow packages. There we have a create option. Okay. So you need to go for creation. So
Sir,
once click on the creation,
excuse me.
yeah.
Yeah, sir, I have a doubt here. So suppose if I'm working on the quality side, so from the development team, I would be getting the code, right? So how do we
No,
import at that time?
no, Praveen. Yeah, let
No?
us not worry about quality. First thing,
Okay.
yeah, let us worry about the dev because we are developers. We need
Okay.
to
Okay.
first understand the development.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So what he is telling is import option. Why it is existing there? He is telling.
Yeah, I got that import option, but like it would be like two different systems, right? Dev system and like quality system. So how do they send that file? I didn't get down
He
that.
told right.
Yeah,
Export option
I'll
will be there. No. He showed one thing right.
Yeah, export.
Yeah, you need to export from where you want to send, and then you go to import option, and then you need to import which file you want to import.
Okay.
Okay, and also these ideally in the real time we don't do these tasks, and basis will be doing these tasks.
Okay.
Some other team, admin team will be doing all this. Okay,
Okay.
that is what
So
we
now we
call
will be only following with
transport.
the dev team, right?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
we
be
need to
working.
develop. Our
Yeah.
requirement, our task is we need to create the development. Based on the requirement, we need to develop the integration flows. That's it. The
Okay.
transportation part, the like from development to quality transportation part will come under different team, basis team. They
Okay.
have an admin team. Okay, so they will take care of this.
Got it.
yeah,
Thank you.
and this
Yes.
option will be grayed out for you in dev system,
Yeah, in the
Okay.
real time it will be not available.
not available.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
but
understood.
yeah, from the interview perspective, you should know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So how do you import objects from one system to other system means you need to export all the objects and then you need to provide the file location to the basis people and the basis people upon the approvals, successful testing and all like we get the approvals right. Then they will be moving the code, they will be importing the code into the quality system. These are the steps.
Okay.
Okay, just for
Yeah,
our
understood, sir.
learning perspective. Yeah.
Let's create one package. Okay, so so here we have header over. Once you select a create option, will come will be in the package screen, package creation screen. Okay, so here we have options in the header. We have a name, technical name, short description, version, vendor, and overview artifacts. This will be under the package, right? Okay, so let's create one package name here. So
So
under the
here is a
header,
question. Sorry to interrupt. Here is a question. Why are we talking about package now?
To
What
hold
is
our
where,
artifacts or iFlows.
correct? So when we discussed earlier, right? Packages and artifacts, or else like you can call it as iFlows, and there you are going to create your iFlow. Everything is so. Ideally, in the business real time business functionality, each business functionality they maintain one package. For example, if you are creating interfaces related to HR department, they create one package with the appropriate name. HR. Okay, and that's what you can see in the discover, right? That's kind of a folder holding all the
Yeah.
interfaces related to that folder. We bring into one location. I mean, all the interfaces, iFlows, we club together, like all the interfaces related to HR, we club into this package. In the other way, when we are starting development, we start from the, like we need to go to the folder. Suppose if you want to create one file, you need to go to the folder, right? You go to the folder first and then you open, and then you are going to create a file over there, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's the same thing we are doing here. If the package is already there in the development when you are working, if you get a requirement to create one interface today and the interface is related to HR and HR package is already there, do we need to create a package?
No, not required.
We can reuse it. We can go to the same package, we create our artifact and we name it as per the standard and we start our development. So please try to understand, don't get confused. So these keywords, package, artifact, and why do we need to create package, when to create, uh, sometimes we need to use the option of import as well. So is it clear or anyone having any questions? Guys, are you following or not?
No, we are good. We are good, Kip. We are good.
Yeah. Srilata, are you able to follow? Praveen, Ramu?
Yes, sir, it's clear from
Yeah,
my
we are
end.
stopping at each step because we are starting today. After first one two scenarios, we don't need to tell you. You will be like, we don't stop either. Okay, these are the same steps, but we don't want you to learn in the wrong way. We want you to learn the important areas where, like, you need to understand clearly, and then yeah, once you start working, right, you don't pay attention to all these options available. So you will be going to those limited options and you start working, and then yeah, over the period of time you overlook some options, important options, and it's not good, right? Yeah. Okay, Dinesh, yeah, please continue. Try to create your own package and then start your iFlows, and always try to give an appropriate name. Even though it is a trial version, try to follow SAP standards. Govardhan, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Dinesh.
I think Dinesh, you are on mute.
Dinesh, you are muted, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So let's take one package name. Okay. So data we are taking about some employee data. Okay. SAP ECC system is sending employee related data to the third party system. Employee. Let's take create one package with the proper naming convention. Okay. SAP ECC employee. Like or else I data uh, from SAP ECC to some third party application. Okay, so let's take one third party. Okay, so here what we are doing is from SAP employee related data, we are sending it from SAP to third party system. So with the help of this, you are able to clear, right? So you are able to understand what type of data is used under this package. Okay, so with the help of this name, you can able to understand it, right? Hello, can anyone confirm?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Employee.
here what we are doing is data to ACC system to some third party system. Okay, so here what type of data we are sending? Employee related data we are sending it from where? We are sending it from SAP ECC system. Our source system is SAP ECC system, and where we are sending it? And third party system, it's a receiver system. Okay, third party system is nothing but a receiver system. We are sending it. Okay, so you are clear about this based on this name itself, you will identify in the real time also. Again, if you want to see any iFlow or any package, you want to set some employee, someone tell you to check in the employee related data, then you'll go. We have option to search in the package tab. Okay, we have a package, we have option to search employee related data or any related data. We can search it using the search option. Okay, I'll show you how it will be. So this is how the package name will be created. So once the package name and description, everything is created, what we need to do is we need to save it. So once you save it, no, then it will visible in the our package tab. Okay, so earlier it was not there. I'm going to save this. Once you saved it, no, it will be visible in the package level. Let's go to packages again. So here you can see the data, right?
So Dinesh, 1 second. I just noticed one thing here, just wanted to clarify. So when we are creating this package, so we are only touching the fields of name and description. The technical name is getting auto-selected, right?
Yes, this is auto selected. No need to worry about it. Because the name, whatever the name is there, right? Automatically it will be selected. In the real time, if you want to change it, no, then you can change it. We have option that as well. Okay, if you go here, if you want to some test, okay, automatically it was created. If you want to change it, no, if you want to change it also.
Okay.
No need to worry. Okay. So most of the cases they will follow the same name in the technical name as well. If in the specific business specific company, they have their own standards in the formats, right? At the time they will give the format, technical format is also different. This will be provided to you when you are like when you are assigned to a developer role. So they will share you the guidelines document, creation of iFlow package creation guidelines document they will provide you. So the same format they will give you in the format like let's take one format. Okay, they will use this format. Most of the companies they will use country.
Uh, no, Dinesh, for the next class, if you can provide one naming standard document and one
Yeah,
technical design document, that way it will be
yeah.
helpful to
Okay, okay.
each
Then I'll
organization.
give you. So we will follow the same format. Okay, I'll give you the standard naming standard how we need to create iFlows. So we'll
So
follow the same.
some SAP standard is also okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
SAP
Okay.
standard naming document, if we can take that, we can share with the team, and they will get the feel like how usually clients maintain their naming standard document,
Okay.
and also
So this is
technical
how the
design.
package is created. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll
yeah.
This is how
Thank
the
you.
package is created. So just as of now, what we created, just we created one folder. So where we want to place all the integrations or artifacts. So just we just created one folder. So here we need to create iFlows. Okay, so here you can see the package is created. We are under the package. You can see the package name and supported platform integration, when it was created and who created everything. All the details will be available here. Okay. So if you want to delete package, you can delete it. You want to export this package, you can export it. If you want to edit this package as well, you can edit it when we go for the edit. Okay, so export and delete package will you normally, if you want to delete any folder, you will delete, right? So same folder, same process will follow here as well. And export, I already told, in the export, when you export it, no, it will be used in the other environment. So that's why we use export folder. But when we check for the edit, okay, already we have created one package. So what we can change here? So if you edit it, right, we can't change the name. We can't change anything related to the package. Only this edit will help you to create an artifact. Okay, if you edit it, right? If you edit it, so here the name you can edit, but technical change you can't edit. If I edit, say, if I change anything, okay. So if you see, I added test. Earlier it was filled automatically. Okay, the technical name will not change. The description you can change it, but the technical name will be fixed once you create a iFlow first time, right? At the time itself, the technical name will be fixed. That name you can change it. Package name you can change it as per your convenience. But the technical, once the package is created, no, the technical name we cannot change it. If you want to change the technical name, then you need to recreate iFlow, or you need to delete, or you create a new flow. This is how the edit option will work for this edit options. Okay, mostly this edit option will be not used to edit those names, because we already followed the standard naming convention while creating the package. Our scope is we need to add an artifact first. Okay, so the edit option will be used to add an artifact here. Okay, so let me cancel this, discard this. Okay, so
Yeah, one
you go here.
yeah. No, in the overview. Yeah, here we are able to see all the information, right? Can anyone help us to understand why, how it is useful for us, and when it is useful?
When we created,
So if any new person joined, right, he
yeah,
knows what is this package related.
Excellent. Yeah, that's very good answer, Shrikant. Really, when you go to a project tomorrow, all of a sudden you will be you are going to add to an existing project, right? When you are added to an existing project, you have no clue what it is, right? When you are given access and they ask you to start working on one package, and you start your development in particular package. So when you go there, instead of like going to artifacts and start creation, when you go to overview, you will be knowing key information: when it was created, who created, and what like who did the last modification. And this basic information will make you a little bit comfort, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
same way, when you go to the discover also, SAP is like they have been giving us lot of packages and artifacts. So when you see a package, when you go to the overview, you can understand when it was released, and you can, the more you have knowledge, the more you can like give information to the client confidently. You can say like, yes, this is the latest one. The recent modification was done on 2025 February. So this is the latest one. So you can say confidently to the client, right?
Yeah.
Guys, yeah, we need to know the information, right? So if you don't know the information, how like we don't know anything in the like who created, when it was created, and main important thing is last modification. Who did the last modification and when it was done? When it was done, the last modification done is very important. You
Right.
got the point, right? So
Yeah.
observation is important. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead, Dinesh.
Yeah, Dinesh, one small request. When KP speaking, right, keep oneself in mute, so echo will not
Yeah.
come.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Srikanth.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how the details will be available. If I change anything to this high flow rate, the modification date will be changed automatically, and the version is also will be changed. Here we can see the version. So this is also will be changed if you do any modifications to the existing package. Okay. So let's create one artifact here. Okay. So artifact is nothing but a iFlow. iFlow or integration. We call it as multiple names. We call it as in the real time. So most of the cases we call it as a iFlow. So let's create one iFlow. So here, if you want to create an iFlow, first you need to edit the package first. Then only the options will be enabled. You can see the options is in grayed out. You cannot edit it. Okay. Once you edit it, right, automatically the options will be available. Earlier, if you see, the first time you can see only the action tab. When you edit it, right, automatically the options will be changed. Add, migrate, delete, action. Okay. So add will help you to create a iFlow or value mapping. Any like we have different options we have in the integration suite, right? So it will be help you to create multiple things. Okay. So, but migrate will help you to migration part. Okay, this will come under migration part. No need to worry about this. Okay, so, but we are not going to migrate anything from CPI to other systems. Okay, for now. So, and delete and actions will be helpful when the integration package is iFlow is available. At the time, these options will be enabled. Okay, let's create one iFlow, simple iFlow. I just adding one integration flow. You need to select the integration flow here to create any interface. Okay, so here I'm selecting integration flow. Once you select the integration flow, it will ask you for the name of the integration flow. So here what we are doing is we are sending some employee data. Okay, employee underscore data underscore SAP ECC underscore 2 underscore third third party system. So if you select, if you observe in the when you are creating a package also the technical ID was filled automatically, and here also the ID has filled automatically because this is a technical details. Automatically we can fill it, or if you want to do any modifications to this also you can add it. Okay, so we have to follow the format. If you see here, it will not allow the spaces. Earlier in the employee, while creating a package we have given spaces here, but when it comes to integration flow it will not allow the spaces. You supposed to give underscore, or you need to give continuously. You need to give continuously the names you need to give it. Okay, so this is how you need to understand the difference between package and integration flow. Okay, package will have the spaces and package will have all the artifacts will be included, but artifact is a individual object which we can create only for the particular flow, and we need to follow some format of a name. We can't give spaces here, and we need to follow the space and everything to the technical ID details. Okay, if you select it now, it will change it in the name, but it will not change it in the a technical ID level because we need to follow the naming convention format for it. So that's why it was not selected. Okay, that's why I have given underscores here. Okay, so I have created one name and description. If you want to create any description, you can give it. Here we have a runtime profile. When you are creating a runtime profile, so we have created in the BTP cockpit tool, we have selected, we have given one runtime environment, right? You can see the runtime environment we have created. So the same runtime environment will be used here while creating a integration. Cloud integration runtime will be used here. Okay, so this is how the all the features are created in the before. Okay, here we need to use that because we need to store this data, right? So that's why we need to use early. We created earlier. Okay, so now we have created these details. The name we have given and ID automatically filled. If you want to change it, you can change it. Okay, so and you need to add it. Once you details are filled it out, you need to add it. You just give the description whatever, and the sender and receiver. So here we have option, we can directly add sender here, or in the later point of view, later also you can add it, because it is not a mandatory field for now. Okay, what is a sender system, what is a receiver system, you can give here, or else you can give it directly in the package integration flow as well. Okay, so let's create this. I just given the name and everything I have created. You can see now the integration flow is created with version 1.0.0 and the version and everything we discussed earlier. Okay, so now the package is created and we need to save first. Once everything is created, we need to save it. Otherwise, no, it will be, if it is not saved, no, it will be removed. So that's why you need to first, once the package integration flow is created, right, at that time you need to save this. So here we have options. When you select this, right, other options will be enabled because it's used only for the specific flows. You want to delete this flow, you can delete it, or you want to export, or you can download, you can configure. Right, if you want to download this package information, this integration flow information, you can download it in like a same how we have exported imported package, right? So same like you can download the package artifact, you can reuse it in some other package as well. Okay, you can download from here and you can upload it in the other package as well. Okay, so configure will be used to configure the iFlow. Okay, so directly we can click here, it will open the iFlow, or if you want to click configure also, this will be used actually. Okay, you can see artifact, the no parameters has been configured. For now it was not created anything, so that's why the configure option is not enabled. So configure option, when we will go for it, right? Example, I have developed one interface in the development system. Okay, this is developed in the development system. It was moved to quality system. Okay, the iFlow is moved to quality system. There I want to do the connection parameters, because in the development system, sender system connections will be different and receiver system connections will be different, right? And if you go for the other environment, the other environment also, the connections will be different for the receiver. They have their own development server, quality server, and production server, right? The development server, they have some connections, and the quality server, they have different connections, and the production, they have different server, different connections. So we need to change based on the environment. For development, we will use one, uh, the connections only we will change it, not the process. Okay, connections nothing but a endpoint URLs, like example. So in the development, they have http uh, colon underscore dev. Okay, in the development system, they have this endpoint. In the quality, when it comes to quality, they have this http uh, quality. Okay, and http and production. So they have different endpoint URLs for each run. For development, they have this endpoint URL. Quality, they have this endpoint URL. Production, they have this endpoint URL. So this endpoint URL also we need to change it, because we need to communicate with the receiver quality system when it comes to quality, right? At that time, we need to communicate with the quality third-party quality system, right? At that time, we need to replace when you import, because if you go here, if I download these configurations, right, if I download it, whatever the details are we have maintained in the iFlow, right, those details will be available. The connection details and everything will be available from the development system only, these connection details. Example, let's see, let edit. Okay, so if you give some endpoint URL here, let's take one endpoint. Let's take one.
So,
Okay.
Dinesh, let us go step by step, Dinesh. Just simple
Yeah.
config. Now, what he is explaining the meaning of configure, when to use is when you go to other systems, ideally development server and quality server and production server are different for everyone. Just like CPA having different development server and quality server, also senders will be having the same different systems for development and quality, and target systems also might be having different servers for dev and quality. So configure option we use whenever we want to use the channel parameters. Yeah, for now, actually, if you are understanding the how to create package and then how to create artifact, can you all make it here before going to start configuration? Please let us know if anyone is not able to create iFlow.
I have a question. I might sound silly, but I wanted to know from where this landing page is.
Click on the
It's under
integration.
package.
No.
Landing page. Which landing page you want to know? You want
The
to know
page
the
that you're
integration?
right now.
Yeah.
Is this page or entire screen you are talking about?
Yeah, the whole screen.
That's the
Whole screen.
integration
I
suite.
think yesterday this is
Yeah, we did
integration in
create.
the BTP.
Click on this.
On the
Oh,
BTP cockpit, I think yesterday I shown something. You need to go
yeah,
to application. I have,
we did
or else
that.
you need to click. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Click on
we
this
launched it from
integration
there.
suite, Jay.
Okay.
Click on this integration suite. It will take you to the integration suite actual page.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So let's create one integration flow first. Okay. So now what we, as of now, what we did is
Sorry,
we have
Dinesh.
created one package.
Dinesh, sorry
Uh,
for interrupt you. My system is hanged up. Just now I'm back. So I don't have the option for the integrations and APIs in the design. So why it's not there, I did not understand that
So
concept.
you need to assign roles actually. So in the BTP cockpit tool, you need to some roles are missed. Yesterday we discussed about these roles, right? So you just cross check the roles. All the roles are enabled for you or not. Okay. This is the issue is with the roles only. If the roles are not correctly maintained, then it will be not visible. I told you right yesterday. So if some of the roles are missed, you will not able to access all the options in the integration suite. So that's why yesterday we discussed most of the cases on the roles and everything while creation. Right? You just check that video again, and you will recreate this. Okay, you need to assign the roles. Missing roles you need to assign it in the BTP code.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just check
it
this.
will be visible in your screen. Then you need to assign that.
Yeah. Okay, I will do that one later. Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah. So now, so what we did is we have created a package. Under the package, we have created an integration flow. Okay, so artifact we have created it. So now we will go for a simple flow. Okay, so one to one flow we'll create it. Okay, so
No,
once you
Dinesh.
create any,
Dinesh, can you please make sure everyone created till here?
yeah. So can you confirm all? Are you created any package under the package? Have you created any artifact name? Can you confirm one by one?
I did not do that one because I don't have the integrations and APIs because of some I mean the roles
Yeah.
maybe I did not assign that one. I will do that one, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And what about others?
Yeah, I completed.
Simple one only. This is a basic thing we need to follow for each for every. Whenever you create any iFlow, you need to follow the same process. You need to create package. You need to create a integration flow
That
artifact.
that is
Okay, so
the
please be
that is the
careful.
reason why we are spending more time for the first one, just to make sure what are all the areas we must know. So if we don't learn today, we will be definitely missing permanently. So yeah, please
This is a
continue.
basic step. This is a basic step for the integration flow. Without without doing this, we can't go for the development. So I think can you please confirm one by one or raise your hand so that everyone. I thought everyone has created.
Yeah, created. Yeah, done.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay, then let's go to
Yeah, did it.
design. Okay, let's go to design part. Okay. So I think some of the people has noticed some of the options are visible for me and some of the options will not visible for you. Did you notice this in the under the
Yes.
integration pack?
Yeah, we only have edit, configure, deploy, delete, but the other options are not there for us.
I'll tell you why these options are enabled for me. So, okay, because I have using one CPA helper tool. This is the third party tool which is given by the SAP. So CPA helper, if you go CPA helper, okay, CPA helper for Chrome. If you are using a Chrome browser, you can download it for Chrome, or if you are using any other browsers to use integration tool, right? Then you need to download this CPA helper and you need to attach it to your extension. Your extensions is there, right? Here in the extensions, you need to add that. Then you will find these two options. It will help you to develop. Only in the development system we need to use this. Quality and production system, it will be not visible. Okay. So try to use this CPA helper tool. It will be helpful because once you deploy it, right, it will show instead of going to each time monitoring screen, we can check here the trace and the deployment information, everything will be visible here. So we'll discuss it in the later classes. Okay. So let's create an integration flow. Here we have edit, configure, delete, and deploy it. Edit will help you to modify the integration flow and create an integration flow. Okay, so when you click on edit, it will be enable the option to edit it. Earlier you don't have option to create and everything. So once you click on edit, it will allow you to edit the integration flow. So this is how the edit option will be work. And the configure, and before we discussed it, configure, when you click on the configure, at the time we need to first we need to assign the details, so then only it will identify, it will allow you to configure the sender receiver endpoint details. Okay, so deploy will help you to save. After save, right, you need to activate it. So deploy is nothing but a activation. So once you create any iFlow, you need to deploy it. Without deployment, the integration flow will not work. It's just a dummy. Without deployment, it's just a dummy interface. You cannot do anything on this. Okay, so that's why we need to deploy it. And if you want to delete any integration flow, you can go for the delete option. So these are the basic options we have, and we'll use these options continuously each and every time we'll use these options. Okay, so let's click on edit. Let's create one simple flow. I'm creating sender. Okay, sender system is ECC, right? So when I click this, right, this is the main integration screen. If you edit it, right, these options will be enabled. These are all the options we are going to use it in the real time. These options we call it as a palette functions. Okay, so you just remember this word. You need to always use the palette functions only. Don't need to do use these options or anything. Okay, so these options we call it as a palette functions. Please note down it somewhere. Okay, so we are going to use all the palette options. Okay, so please note down it. This is a key word we will follow in the technical terms. In the real time also we will use the palette functions. Okay, so these are all the different palette options we have. We'll discuss more on this later. Okay, so each when we require to use and what is the use of this, we will discuss in the later classes. Okay, and step by step we'll explore all the palette options. If you click this palette options, we have different options are there. Under this we have different options. Under this we have different options. Under this we have different options. Okay, so these are all we call it as a palette options. In any iFlow, only these palette options will be used. No other options will be come under picture. And we need to understand each palette options, when to use and where to use. Okay, if you know all this, right, and you are the expert in the CPA, if you know each and every palette option better, or if you know better, then you can do any development. If you know expert in the each palette option, right, you will be the uh, core developer. Core developer means you will be the main person in the project, because you know everything about this integration, how you need to handle this palette options, right? You know the must knowledge compared to others. So that's why we need to concentrate more on these palette options, when to use and where to use. So all are clear on this. Please let me know, because we need to spend more time to understand what are the options are we have, because this is the screen we need to. Most of the developers used to work on this here only. Okay, 90% they will used to work on here this screen only. So you need to know what are the options we have, what we call
Yes,
it as.
yeah, simply what we call this as a toolkit. You are a technical expert. You need to know what are all the tools available at hand, right? So depending on this, and with your practice and your smart way of designing solutions, you can handle any kind of requirements. Yeah, let us continue onward.
Yeah. Okay, so let's create one simple flow. So here we have a sender and we have a receiver, and this is our main area to process the flows. Okay, we call it as an integration flow. Let's take one sender name. Okay, so we already given the sender is ECC, right? Let's take sender name as ECC, SAP ECC. Okay, now we changed it automatically. It's
One
changed
moment,
here.
please. Yeah, here when you highlight SAP ECC sender system, you see there are three symbols, right? Can anyone tell what are those?
Yeah, it looks like first one is information.
Yeah, can you please go cursor over there?
So this is related to the participant one.
So
Participant one is nothing
yeah,
but
every small minute detail, please try to observe. So this is the area, our development area. So what are all the options, the standard options we are getting when you click there? So yeah, you need to understand. Yeah.
okay. So these are all the options we have. Okay, so first we have selected sender, and then I'm going to rename it the receiver as well. Receiver is third party. Okay, I'm giving the same third party name here. Okay, now I'm going to create one channel. So here we have a arrow mark. This arrow mark will help you to where I need to point.
No, no.
So here
Place
I
the
need
arrow.
to,
When you place the arrow there, what it is showing?
yeah, it's showing connector.
So by its name itself, you can understand, right? It is connecting from one system to the
One
other area. So when you
one
see at the
point to
first
another.
glance, first glance, what do you see here? Basically, you just created iFlow and you are coming here for the first time. What do you see? One
So
sender,
it,
one receiver,
one sender, one receiver, and the integration, which is nothing but CPI.
no, integration process.
Yeah.
So completely total, we call it as integration, but here we see three areas, three separate areas. One area is sender, another area is integration process, and the third one is receiver, right? Are you able to understand?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So for every iFlow, what we can say, a minimum one sender, one receiver, and some process is there. Can we define like that? Some integration process is there. Can we define like that?
yeah,
Yes, yes.
So the arrow, do you see on the top in the palette functions?
Yes.
So instead of going there, they are giving you a hint. This is the one of these three is useful options for you. You may delete or you may connect to some other system. So you're understanding, right? Instead
yeah.
of
It's
this,
very clear. Yeah,
yeah, instead of using arrow here, you can go there on the top valid functions. From the drop down, you can select arrow. So it is like self-descriptive and it is very easy, user-friendly. So they are making our work easy. Simple editor, right? So when you are connecting, so these three systems will become like a single unit. So now these three are three different parts. You are using the connector sender to, can you please drag the arrow? Yeah. So now you are connecting sender system to integration process. Then it is asking what kind of adapter you want to use. So depending on our requirement, suppose if you are using file, yeah, Venu, your video is on. Yeah, if you want to use file, you go for FTP or HTTP, like whatever, like as per your requirement. You can use the adapter. You can select the adapter. So is this clear or any confusion so far? You are connecting sender
Yes.
system integration process. While connecting, you are going to select the adapter type. Can anyone help Dinesh to connect to target system? How can he connect?
Yeah, go to end and then click there. So we'll get the symbol. Yeah,
Yeah, arrow is
this is
coming.
the connector.
Now it is in the reverse direction, right, Srikanth? If you notice,
Uh,
earlier we dragged the arrow from the sender to integration process.
Correct.
Now we are not dragging from the receiver to integration process.
Correct.
Instead, we are taking the output of the integration process and giving to the target system.
Yeah.
So when you are giving to the receiver, you need to select which adapter you need to use. So is this clear or anyone having any question? Harish, do you understand?
Yes.
So, Sampath, any questions? Praveen?
Nothing, KP. I'm just trying to replicate the same and looks like I'm unable to do it here. So I'm not
Yeah.
getting that three dots. I don't
Yeah,
know
can
what
you
happened.
please share your screen? Yeah. Yeah, Dinesh, can you please check his screen?
Maybe you are not there in edit, I believe.
I think it got stuck. So I'm just waiting for the system.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just try it later. Yeah.
Okay.
The system is stuck actually. So I'm trying to,
Yeah.
maybe I'm trying to access it again and again. So I'll just wait for the system to respond.
Okay, you try it. If you are not able to figure out, then we will check later. Yeah, please
Sure,
continue.
sure.
So everyone, are you able to follow how the interface is created, how the iFlow is created?
I'm done.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
now we will discuss about the connector area, adapters. Yeah. And then, yeah,
We'll do
we'll,
one thing. First, we'll create one flow. How it works, we will check it. Okay. So
yeah.
first we have given one HTTP connections from sender to integration flow. So here we need to give some connection details. Okay. So here we need to add address. Address format will be in the format of this. It starts with this format. Slash. Sorry. This one. Okay. Forward slash it will starts, and we need to give the endpoint name as, sorry. Okay. So here we need to give, so we can say employee data. Okay, so I just selected employee data here. It starts with this format forward slash, and I just given the endpoint. Whatever endpoint name you can give it based on the integration flow. Okay, you can give any name here. Any format of the address you can give it. Okay, so later point of view, it will generate one endpoint. Once you deploy it, right, it will generate one endpoint. I'll show you how it will be generated. Okay, and
No,
these are all the options
one,
we have.
one point here actually. What are we doing here? Can anyone tell? we are using HTTP connection and we are creating an endpoint to our iFlow. And we are telling the source system, when you are creating HTTP endpoint, outside world will connect to your system, your CPI, right? Consider this as CPI. Integration process is your CPI. Okay, guys, you need to understand.
Okay.
You need to get the message. How do you get the message from the source system? One thing, CPI can go and get the message. Another thing, we give an endpoint, they can come and give their message. Either of the ways we can get the input, right? Is this clear? Sampath, you want to collect something from your friend. How do you get it? One thing, you can go and get it, or he can come and give you.
Right.
Yeah, no confusion. So some adapters, CPI will go and get the message. Can anyone tell which scenario we can do that? If there is a file on the source side, okay,
Yeah, we need. Okay.
they will give access to our system, CPI system, using the user ID credentials. We go to their server, we connect, we go to their folder, we go to the file name mentioned, and we get the file.
Right.
Okay. Now here, what we are doing is, we don't care about the outside world, and we are giving the endpoint. Guys, my service is available at this endpoint. Okay, I am giving you permission to trigger the endpoint and give your message. Is this clear, or any questions?
Can you repeat KP once again?
Yeah, HTTP, in this case, CPI is creating one endpoint. And this endpoint is shared with the source system. Source system, in their code from their application system, they will be triggering to this endpoint and they will give their message to CPI. For example, Postman, if you are using some tool, if you pretend like your system is Postman and it is sending the message to this endpoint, and CPI will get the request, and then it will be starting working on it, and it will be completing all the process, and it will give to the target system. So two cases, Shrikant. First case one is CPI will go and get the input message. Second case is source system will come and give you the input message. Is this clear, or any questions?
Yeah, thank
you. Any questions? Anyone else?
Clear, KP.
Yeah, Kaushik, are you able to understand? Akhil.
But to know all these, we should know what the adapter is, right? Like the
No.
actual.
My intention is here to tell we have two options. Other than these two, we don't have any other options, right? Only two options.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you are working on one requirement, you also need to consider this point. Are we going and getting the input, or are we getting the input? Somebody is giving the input.
Thinking.
So why I am telling all these things, whenever there is a discussion, you need to note down these points. Creating the objects by seeing the document is basic level. But thinking behind the screens, like why the document was designed like that. So these many questions comes into picture, right, before creating the document.
Okay, logical thinking. Okay.
Yeah, you should understand behind the
Okay.
design why it was like that. Okay, but here the limitations, right? For example, JDBC database system is there on the center side. There are two options. We can go and get it, or they can give also.
Jay, can you mute yourself?
Okay, so for now, I would like to make sure each one of you understand. CPI has a CPI has two options to get the source message. One option is going and getting, and second option is allowing somebody to come and give the message. So is this clear?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, let us continue. Yeah, it's a little bit behind the schedule. Maybe yeah, thought of completing this. Yeah, is it okay, or anyone having any problems?
No, no, I'm fine. Others, please confirm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, five,
I'm
10 minutes.
fine.
Let us finish. Yeah, that's why. Source
Yeah.
side and target side, and then deploy, and then we can see. Yeah, because you finished the first one, right, in the class. You can try something else of your own. Like the more you practice, the more you become flexible, comfortable. Yeah, continue.
So here, once you select adapter, right, you need to give some endpoint details here to call our integration process tool. Okay, so here we have options called address, authorizations, and roles. Roles is coming automatically because it was selected in the while creation of runtime environment. You can see the roles are assigned automatically, not these roles. Okay, when it goes to here while creating instance, right, so you can see it was selected automatically. If you remember not, while creating this instance at that time, it was given the role name automatically. The same role it was be assigned here. If you have multiple different roles, then you need to select that roles actually. Okay, so this is how the roles will be added. For now we have only one role is assigned, so which is to receive messages from third party. So that's why we are selecting this role itself. Okay, so role will help you to identify the which type of integration flow we are using and what are the security parameters they have, and limitations also. What are the limitations this integration flow will have? So based on that role only, it will identify the integration flow. So this is how the integration flow will be worked. Okay, and coming to the CSRF production. Okay, CSRF production is a extra production that is cross. We call it as a CS. CRS means we have we call it as a cross-site request forgery. Okay, so we this is the extra protection we will use it in the integration flows to receive messages, because it's an encrypted format which will be used to receive data from the secure, because integration flow is in the like our CPI integration suite in the cloud, right? So it may have some security malwares will be attacked to our integration flow, and it will be hacked by some other hackers as well, right? So so avoid the due to the security parameters, what they have given is they used the CSRF protection for HTTP, because HTTP adapter will work in the uh, cloud. Means it's work in the internet. When you add any when you access any URL, that will be used as a protected format. So that's why this uh, this production we need to enable the cross-site production, we need to enable for now. But for now we are not going to use this because we are using a trial tenant, right? So we are not going to use it, because when we use this, right, it is required one token. So based on the token, it will be validated. The endpoint will be validated. I'll show you how it could be validated and how it will be generated in the later classes. Okay. So for now, I'm disabling this. for temporary purpose. And here in the connection part is the most of the things we will go for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here
Can
we'll
you
give
please
the
go to
endpoint
general
details
also?
and attributes.
Yeah. Can you go to general?
So in the general, we have adapter type and transport protocol methods. These these are all
And go
the things
to
we'll.
conditions.
So, so in the conditions, we have size limit of the message
So
because
here, why I
if
am
it
asking this, guys, you need to understand on the sender side. No, please go to the screen. Yeah. On the sender side, whenever you are using HTTP, you have only these three parameters. Out of these three, what are all having red mark, star mark, connection, mandatory fields? Go to connection. How many fields are there? Three fields. If you know input for these three fields, it's done. HTTP adapter on sender side, whenever you connect, only these three fields you are expected to enter. Is this easy or challenging? So the rest of the code is already prepared. Only these three parameters system is expecting from you.
And these three parameters also will get it in the technical design, I believe.
No. Yeah, some we get, some we gather. Yeah, technical design anyway, lead level they will provide. But yeah, we will make sure in our unit testing. Sometimes they may put some typo also, right? When you are testing, you will be getting it all the like you will be verifying, and then you will be like as a developer, you will be verifying from your end, right? That we call as unit testing, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
guys,
Thanks.
yeah, you need to understand when you go to interview or like any discussion, they might expect these things. So they might ask you, what are all the mandatory fields you need when you are dealing with HTTP on the sender side? That's the only question they can ask in this adapter, right? Is it easy to remember or challenging?
No, not that difficult, but down the line, once we practice more, maybe we get used to all these terms and
Oh,
remember.
without practicing also, right now, tomorrow, if you go to interview, can you answer it or not? That's what I'm
I
asking.
think
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Three fields, yeah.
That's why the same way for every adapter, there will be only 4 or 5 fields. 95% code is already there. All that
Okay.
you need to know is what field you need to like mandatorily pass to sender side and receiver side, all those things. That's everything. From the connection point of view, you need to know all this information. Suppose if you are dealing with file adapter on sender side, you need to know what are all the parameters you need to pass. If you are dealing with JDBC adapter on the receiver side, what are all the inputs you need to pass. So when you get a technical design document, your eyes should go there and you need to watch for that information. If they are saying you are connecting to a database on the receiver side, immediately you need to talk. Where is my database server name? What is the port? What is the are we connecting with stored procedure or are we going with the query? Only 4 or 5 fields, irrespective of like doesn't matter, right? So as long as you are using JDBC on the receiver side, only those 4 or 5 fields you need to get it. That's all your requirement to complete your development, isn't it? Is it not easy?
Mhm.
Connections point of view, I'm talking about.
Yes, yes, yes.
You need to understand what are all the adapters are there. Most of the times you are going to use few adapters. Every customer, they like to use few adapters repeatedly. So if a customer is using SAP system, there are only three options: IDOC, BAPI, RFC, or proxy. That's it. All the SAP systems are connected with these three. And the other systems, third-party systems, most of the times they go for SFTP, FTP, or database, or JMS, or HTTP. So 4-5 systems. If you know these 5 adapters, 5-6 adapters on the sender side, receiver side, you are ready for interview. Doing it in the system, practicing, that is different story. But knowing it is important, right? To complete the development, before going to start work in the development system, you need to know what information you need to have. That's my point. Am I confusing? Please, you need to speak out.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
because getting into work is different, and doing work is different. The more you practice, the more easy you do work. But my point is, whenever you get the technical design document, you should know what are all the mandatory fields mm, you should get in the document. Otherwise, like you take the document, you start the work, and then you get 100 different questions, right? For every step, at every step, you cannot go and ask. But before going to accept the document, they conduct a meeting, and in the meeting, they are going to walk you through the business requirement and functional requirement and technical design document, and they finally hand over the technical design document to you, and they expect you to complete the development. So this is reality. This is the day-to-day work. So in the meeting, whenever you are getting the handover, you need to clearly ask them, guys, you are asking me to use the file adapter on the sender side. What folder I need to access? Is this file in the network or outside the network? If it is outside the network, what is the server details? Do I get the user ID passwords for development, quality, and production already there, or do I need to request and get it? So these kind of questions, right? Whenever you work on the file adapter on the sender side, these are the standard questions. You don't need any other extra information beyond this. Is this clear?
KP, I think this can be discussed later because we are getting confusing these people. They don't know about adapters, right? So without knowing adapters, we can't.
No.
Use it
Just I am
to-
giving the high level overview. Beyond this, not much. That's what my point. Every adapter,
Yeah.
there are
Yes.
limited set of questions. Beyond that, you don't need to like think like so many things. It's not rocket science. That's my point. For every adapter, you try to write down your own notes for every adapter on the sender side. What are all the information we are using, and receiver side, what are all the information we are using, and before going to interview, we are going to just refer to that, and that's it. We are good. One thing you need to remember is they are not going to give you a system and ask you to do the interface in front of them, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever you put it in your resume, those interfaces only they will touch. Those adapters only they will ask. Unless suppose if you are good at only 3 adapters on the sender side, receiver side, you are going to mention only those 3. Whatever the question they ask, you are ready. Interview will be in the reverse direction. You will be literally showing all your knowledge. And that too contract jobs, right? In 20 minutes, 30 minutes, they need to make a decision. So guys, you are getting right my point.
Yeah, it's very nice. Thanks for telling. We are
Yes.
getting some idea like what exactly.
Yeah, learning is different. Getting into work is different. Doing practice is different. Mastering technology is different.
Yeah.
Please do not get confused with all these things. We want to get into work. That is our primary objective. So you need to like cover the areas where you are really good at in the resume, and you need to divert the attention of the interviewer to the right area, right where you can answer. They need to ask the question. we can discuss more in the later point of time after the completion of all these learning all these like palette functions and all those things. So my request to you all is, do not worry if you are not able to understand each and every palette function 100% during our training. Our intention is to understand what are all the options we have, when to use what, and how it can be used. You don't need to mention every single palette function in your resume. Out of, suppose if there are 40, 50 concepts, if you are good at only 10, no problem. Go for those 10, master those 10, get into the work. You can learn later. Learning is always a long journey. But you learn one, suppose if you are good at learning, you learn as many as you can. But if you are slow at learning, don't worry, you learn 10, you learn 15, you learn 20. That's it. Everybody will get into the work. Got it?
Yeah.
So is it
Yes.
clear, or anyone having any questions? Guys, please speak out. If you don't like tell us, we don't know, right? Whether I
Clear,
am
sir.
confusing you. Yeah. So please do not hesitate to come up with any questions, and you should have your own roadmap and you should have a final target. Our objective should be clear. Whether you go slow or fast, that doesn't matter. But we don't need to like worry or in a confusion status, or you should not compare with the next guy sitting with you, and you should not think like, oh, he has 20 years experience, he has 2 years experience, he has 10 years. It doesn't matter. We are all new to CPI. First thing. Second thing, whatever you mention in your resume, they are only going to check how far you are able to understand those concepts.
Uh, KP, sorry to disturb you. So actually, I need to go out. I need to drop off.
Yeah,
You
no
guys
problem.
go.
You can drop Dinesh. Yeah, we will close it in 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, thanks Dinesh. We will connect on Monday. Yeah, guys, our objective is like it should be focused and target oriented, and yeah, you should not be like, we are getting lot of different job openings, right? Yesterday I shared one of the requirements. Hope you all like understood, right? What they are looking at. Did you guys see the requirements?
Yeah, I went through it. Yes.
Yeah, so very clear, straightforward. So our intention is to cover all the terminology. You should be like, now after starting the classes, right? 2 3 days, when you saw the requirement, how did you feel? Are you able to understand the requirement? Did you see? Did you able to understand and correlate to our learning?
Actually, to be frank, today class had given me bit some knowledge what you were given the responsibilities, right? Uh, until yesterday, I did not understand those points, but today when we are connecting and now when you're showing the adapters, right, then it makes sense. Some of them
Yeah,
for me.
thanks. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, we will be taking care of each and every individual. Like we would like to focus on each individual's strengths, and we will be taking care of you guys getting into work. That is our primary area. So our request is to like identify what are all the areas you are good at. So when you see the palette functions, now you have the access. You can, if you go there and you keep the cursor over there, you can get the help, and then you can try to understand a basic meaning of the function. And in the class, Dinesh is going to explain you each and every single concept in the palette functions, how to use, when to use, how to not use, and those kind of things he will teach you, and you will be learning eventually, and the recordings will be there for you for your future reference also. But um, you need to identify your strength areas. Some people are good at understanding some logical like message transformations you might be good at. Some people are good at connectivities. Some people are good at using some palette functions usage. So you are the best judge. Like how can you judge the learnings? Like your learnings, you can only judge properly. You need to list down what are all the areas you are able to completely understand. So those areas, my sincere request is, if you are good at some areas, you try to understand in depth and 100%. When you go to some technical discussion, you should rock it. Like if they touch the area what you are good at, you should definitely land, should completely get the work. Like I mean, in the interview, you are getting right what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Guys,
yes, Kip.
speak
Yeah,
out.
yes, Kip. Your
Yeah, we
intention.
got it.
Yeah, we are understanding your intention, but
Yeah,
as this
don't.
is very initial stage, we are
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we are
No,
like
no.
okay.
Point is, you should have like you should have an objective and you should have a roadmap. In your roadmap, do not put all the areas to cover in 2 months' time.